Materials was a drag on the market overall, but some surprising performances in there considering the price of iron ore, at least when it comes to Fortescue, up 1.25% by the end of the session on the back of some numbers coming out in regards to production and shipments in August. But you know, still, one would think it's a bit surprising that it didn't lose a bit of steam and sort of hold down around those lows that it saw today, around 130.
Nadine, I think you're right. It is probably quite surprising that we did see a strong performance in Fortescue today. We are really continuing to see those iron ore prices coming under pressure, and really that has been putting pressure on a lot of the other iron ore stocks. We did see the likes of Atlas Iron and BC Iron coming under pressure today, but I did think the market today was taking some confidence in the fact we saw that record shipment number coming through for August for Fortescue, and really this is off the back of a very strong result that we did see coming through from the company, where we did see net profits up 56%, and that was actually a record. So I certainly think the underlying fundamentals within Fortescue look very strong, and I think that the market is taking some confidence out of that, despite seeing some falls in the iron ore price. I think the expectation is that their iron ore shipment and production will continue to expand, and that's obviously going to help in terms of that iron ore price falling off, and of course any steep product discounting as well that we have been seeing. The company's indicated that they are looking to continue reducing their debt, so they're looking to reduce debt of about up to $1 billion coming into the next year, and also they're looking to continue increasing those dividend payments, so targeting a payout ratio of about 30 to 40%. So again, I think that's providing a bit of confidence for the market, the fact that we might start seeing some of that cash flowing back into dividend payments. So I think all of the underlying fundamentals within Fortescue look very positive. We actually very much like the outlook for the stock, and I think the market is looking into that more so than the fall in that iron ore price, and it certainly was reflected in that share price today.
Correct. One of the company stories out there today related to the ACCC and Wotif and the Expedia takeover of Wotif. It was one of the worst performers through the day on the 200, Leanne. Is there now, you know, a greater, obviously there's a greater risk, but do you think it's a serious risk that this takeover won't go ahead?
Nadine, I certainly think looking at that share price fall today, I think that's reflecting the fact that investors are pretty nervous now about this takeover bid actually going ahead. We know that the ACCC now is concerned about competition, particularly across that online accommodation market. I think that's the real concern that's come out of all of this. They've sort of said that competition around online air travel and some of the other travel products probably looks okay, but it's really that accommodation market that does look concerning. In our mind, it will be pretty disappointing, I think, if this does get opposed. We actually thought the takeover bid looked quite attractive, given the fact that Wotif really has been coming under a lot of pressure over the last 12 months in terms of that high Australian dollar, intense competition that they've been facing, and of course that continued declines that they've been seeing in those room night volumes as well. Really, this stock has been facing years of underinvestment in technology and their branding as well. So we actually thought that this takeover bid looked pretty attractive, particularly in terms of some of those realised revenues potentially that could come through, as well as some of those cost synergies. So I think it would be pretty disappointing. In our view, we actually are of the expectation that it will continue to go through, and there shouldn't be too many hurdles at this stage. But I think the share price will continue to come under pressure until around the 2nd of October. We know that's been extended now from the ACCC. So I think we could continue to see the stock trading at these lower levels, certainly below that $3.30 takeover price. But I think we are of the expectation it will eventually go through. And also there's been a bit of concern around in terms of a potential rival takeover bid coming through, but again, we actually think this is unlikely at this stage. So we'll have to wait and see till around the 2nd of October to see what happens.
Okay, Leanne, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it as always.